Hello and welcome to the CTM NewsBreak, where we keep you up to date on what's happening right here in town. I'm Diane Sherritt-Steimel. A climate resilience project will help the Chelmsford community prepare for extreme weather, including big storms, flooding, heat waves, and other climate challenges.
The MVP 2.0, which is a municipal vulnerability program, is a state grant program. We worked on identifying vulnerabilities related to climate change. 2.0 is focused on people and how climate change impacts people's lives. The first step is to simply and truly just ask people, how do you think, or how does climate change impact you? How does it impact your life, for the good, for the negative? So it could range from food insecurity to heat exposure or cold exposure. It could also range from transit-related issues. It could be rent and affordability-related issues. And so those aren't traditional climate impacts. It's very people-focused rather than data-focused. So at this point, we're actively engaged in community outreach. That process will go through September. The town website does have a news flash with the survey link and a QR code. Then ultimately, the core group working with the community is going to identify and implement a seed project that's for Chelmsford and by Chelmsford based upon the results of the survey.
In other news, June 29th was the last day of having lifeguards at Heart Pond and Freeman Lake beaches for the remainder of the summer season. The following tips will help keep safety in mind. The American Lifeguard Association recommends designating an adult to keep an undistracted eye on kids in the water. Put away the devices. Even being distracted for a few seconds by your phone can be dangerous when watching children in the water. Less experienced swimmers should wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket. Someone who's drowning may not be able to call for help. Adults supervising kids in the water should know how to recognize the subtle signs of drowning, which can be silent and quick. Ensure that every member of your family has at least basic swimming skills. And finally, you may have noticed you haven't seen as many fireflies on these summer nights as you used to. Are they disappearing? While no one is certain why, firefly.org says most researchers blame development and light pollution.
They definitely were a lot more prevalent back then, and they've definitely been struggling. There's actually like three main reasons why. So the first one is habitat loss. The thing is to recognize and understand how destructive our lawns can be, and to take the time to dedicate a piece of that lawn to native habitat. You can plant native seeds, native pollinators, and it's going to create a more diverse environment that allows species that haven't been able to hold on to come back and find somewhere to be. The second issue is the overuse of pesticides. The thing is about these pesticides is they don't care who they're killing. The most sensitive and most delicate and most beautiful things tend to die first, and then the pests come right back again. You can grow things like lemongrass and citronella that are going to provide a natural barrier to a lot of pest species that they're just not going to want to cross. And so you can kind of knock out two birds with one stone in terms of restoring habitat and keeping your pests away at a manageable level. And then the third one is light pollution. The problem is that fireflies communicate by light, and their lights cannot compete with ours. I mean, these are creatures that are also confused by a starry night sky, much less when you flood the area with light. And some of the main things that you can do with that is turning off your lights after dark, or if you really want the security of outdoor lighting, you can switch to timed and motion tracked lights. But they're really all part of a big interconnected system that's way more complicated than any of us have any idea about. And you have to really protect the ecosystem as a whole to really enjoy it as a whole.
Thanks for watching the CTN NewsBreak, brought to you by Chelmsford Telemedia. If you have news we can use, contact us at newsbreak@chelmsfordtv.org. I'm Diane Sherritt-Steimel.